Working with Ice Cube in America's Most Wanted was to me was a great process. And the reason why I say that is because Ice Cube had first called Green Street Studios, and I spoke to him on the phone, and I thought it was a joke because I'm sitting there going like, well, you know, he's got NWA. Why is he calling us? And so I thought maybe it was some sort of kind of setup or something. So I said, okay, let me play along with this. And then it was really him. He said, yo, I'm gonna come out to New York and we wanna sit down and talk. So I said, okay, cool. And I didn't think anything of it. Lo and behold, you know, a couple of weeks later, he came out and he had bought a one-way ticket. He said, I'm buying a one-way ticket and I'm not going here until I get an album. And so for me, it's all about dedication. And so the first thing I looked and said, okay, he's got the energy and the aggressiveness to come out here and like, oh, I'm gonna come in and get this record. So the second thing I want to find out is, okay, well, what kind of material do you have? He showed me 9 or 10 composition notebooks of rhymes. And when I saw that, I was like, wow, he writes. And that's the one thing a lot of cats don't understand about you know, being an MC. The first thing I ask is, you know, somebody say, yo, I'm a rapper, boom, boom, boom. Okay, well, how much material do you have? Because if you're a writer or a rapper, whatever you want to, you know, because I consider rappers writers, you have to write constantly. And you have to have a ridiculous amount of information. So he came with all this information. So for me, it was more about editing that information down as opposed to having him write to create. So that was the first thing. The second thing was this record had to be different from a PE record, and it had to echo the vibration and feelings of Los Angeles. Every city got their own groove, their own rhythm. And when you think about Compton, you think about, you know, South Central, you know, those guys got their own flow, their own feeling, their own vibration. And luckily for me, that having a ridiculous record library, I can go back and dig and see what the groups that were making records in that area and what that feeling was like. And because as being a DJ, you always want to represent, I played music representing areas. Because every area got their own sound. You know, the Miami sound has got their own sound. The Atlanta sound is different from Miami sound. People think it's all the same. The Baton Rouge, Louisiana sound is different. You know, and I'm talking on a hip hop level. New York was different. New York was different from a lot of different places. You had the Bronx was different from Queens. Queens was different from Uptown. Uptown was different from Brooklyn. Brooklyn was different from Long Island. All right, so therefore you have to know all the different ingredients that go down. So for me, it was about putting together the team that was going to best represent that sound for Ice Cube. And Ice Cube had his own vision and his own direction because he brought his cousin Jaxx out to also help with shaping the idea so it didn't go off track. So he kind of knew exactly what he was going for and where he was coming. So the rest to me was just about filling in the blanks.